about now. How confident are you in the kitchen? Now, I enjoy cooking, but it can be quite hard work, especially in the evening when there's loads going on. So last night it was one of my specials, jacket spuds with sausages. There were some beans and cheese involved. It wasn't just a dry jacket potato with some sausages. I did add a bit of sauce on it. Well, One Devon charity is helping local people learn how to cook nutritious, affordable meals, and they're branching out even more this year. Tiggy Parry is founder of Project Food, which is based in Axminster and Ottery. Tiggy, good morning.
Good morning.
What made you want to start up Project Food?
When I had my children about 20 years ago now, actually it's our 20th anniversary this year, I was at local playgroups and I noticed that other mums were really, really struggling to understand what they should be feeding their children and how to cook for their children. All mums want to do the best for their kids, and they just didn't know what to do. And so therefore they were feeding children foods that were not the best for those kids. And so I thought, well, I have a bit of knowledge and experience around this. I could help.
What kind of things do you do to help people?
We run lots of cooking courses mostly, and we run those for parents with young children. We run them for children at schools who are struggling to attend school, and we run them for adults with a diet-related disease like heart disease and type 2 diabetes. Those are most of what we do is running cooking drop-in sessions or courses for people to improve their cooking skills and their knowledge about food so that they can make better decisions and eat better for themselves and their families.
And what kind of impact does it have on people who come along, do you think?
Well, we know that people's health improves, not just their physical health, actually, but their mental health is enormously improved because all of our sessions are a very welcoming group activity, and people cook together and then they sit down and eat together. And we always have a topic as well as the cooking. We always have a topic like, how do you shop more frugally so you can eat well on a budget? And so people really share experiences and learn from each other. So we know that people have better diets after they've been to our sessions. They have better mental health, better physical health. People lose weight. People have less pronounced type 2 diabetes. That sort of impact. It's very significant.
Let's move on to your latest project then. Oh, what a great title, Tiggy. Man with a Pan. What's it about?
Well, surprisingly, quite a lot of men still really don't know their way around a kitchen. And men quite often find themselves cooking, sometimes for the first time in their lives, and they're sort of middle-aged men. Sometimes they've had a partner that's done all the cooking who no longer can do that, or for whatever other reasons, they need to learn how to cook nutritious food for their health, really, probably, because most men are much more likely to be affected by cardiovascular disease than women. And so they also need to understand the benefits of good food. And yeah, men often don't cook in a lot of our families still. So they come along to us and we help them. It's easier, I think, for men to cook together in one of our sessions because, women can be quite dominating in the kitchen. And so if it's all men together, they have a really lovely time together and then they sit down and have a chat.
What kind of food are we talking about here, Tiggy? What kind of things will they be doing?
Oh, it's very simple food. We do fajitas or spag bowl. Really the kind of thing that everybody cooks at home, stir fries. And as people get more confident, though, they sometimes ask for other things. So we might do a noodle soup or something. Otherwise, it's very simple, very low-cost ingredients and not difficult for people to cook.
I think that's what's the best, isn't it? It's something nutritious, healthy, affordable. You can do it over and over again and you feel like you kind of learn something. You must see a lot of joy from all types of people who you help. They're kind of like, oh, I didn't know how to do that. I can see it now, that the smiles on people's faces.
Yeah, I think that's the most rewarding. That's what keeps us going back to work, really, is that people are just really amazed by how rewarding it is to serve up a lovely, delicious meal for your family after you've learnt to cook with us. And food is very profound, I think, and it can have real impact on people. And I think the most moving are the teenagers who don't feel they can do anything and they struggle with school, and they come along and they can really, oh my goodness, I'm not rubbish at everything. I can do something. And that's sometimes a first for them. And that's really, really wonderful.
How can people get involved and find out more, Tiggy?
Well, you can go on our website, project-food.org.uk. We're always looking for volunteers, either to help us to teach more people in our sessions, which we run all across East Devon and in South Somerset. So we've got them in Cranbrook and Exmouth, and we're just planning one this morning for Sidmouth, Axminster, Seaton, Honiton, all over the county. So if you live in any of those towns, we'd love to hear from people to help us to volunteer. They can donate again via our website. We really try to work with people on the lowest incomes because they're most affected by poor diet and poor health, and so they can't afford to feed themselves particularly well, and they wouldn't be able to afford to pay for any of our courses. Everything we do is totally free, and so donations to help us to support some of the most needy and deprived and people living in poor health in Devon would be hugely appreciated.
Just before I let you go, who's the cook in your house, Tiggy?
Well, I would like to say it's a joint. But when the kids were really young and I was absolutely exhausted all the time, it was my husband. But yes, because actually one of the things the reasons I set this up is that I don't particularly enjoy cooking. And I think that is a thing that you have to do it every day, and it can be a real chore. So we try to take the chore out of cooking for people.
Absolutely. Tiggy, it's been really lovely to talk to you. Project-food.org.uk. Thank you very much for your time.
Wonderful. Thank you very much indeed.
Cheers. Bye.